Academy of Performing Arts. We may go there in the evening. There's another thing that I would personally like to do, and some of you may not, but bat watching. There is a cave. I'm an environmental educator, okay? I'm trying to get some of this cultural stuff going on too, but I need some other people to do that because when I go there, I go to the bat caves. And what's very, very, very exciting about it is that this is one of the largest bat caves in the world. And in fact, 1 million bats fly out of this cave every night and fly all over the island. And you can stand right in front of it, and they just go. It's a little disconcerting at first, but after you get used to it, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then you try to get them to hitch it. It's like, come on. But that may not be your cup of tea. Therefore, we have Napa as an alternative. Again, we have on Sunday a trip to Matura, which is possibly turtle watching. Again, we have to find out if, in fact, that's when the turtles are actually laying their eggs. Their rainy and dry seasons are a little bit off.
Or it's a trip to the beach.
Or it's another trip to the beach. They have some beautiful beaches in Trinidad. The water's warm. It's not, however, your typical Caribbean kind of a beach. It's very mountainous, and because it's mountainous, there's a lot of sediment in the water that makes the water look like New Jersey. So it doesn't look like that aquamarine blue. However, it is 85 degrees. You walk in. So that's the beauty of it, and the beaches are just absolutely gorgeous. And then the next day we would be leaving. Yes. Yes.
I just remember what's going on the Saturday when you come in. I know you said you're the rest day. Do we still have coming there at all to carry?
That would be another option. Yeah. So I'm just going to go through some pictures for you so you get a sense of the kinds of things that you might be seeing and doing while we're down there. Remember, again, I'm outdoorsy. There are other things to see, but the pictures that we took, can we get the lights, please?
Yep.
Were basically of some of the places that we went. Here's where Port of Spain is. This is where you'll fly in somewhere around here. Port of Spain is here. We're going to be staying somewhere. This is called Eastern Main Road. It goes right across the top. These are all mountains where it's yellow and brown. And the Eastern Main Road basically goes all the way across. You'll see Matura, which is what I mentioned about the turtle watching over there. Most of what we'll be doing is going to be right in this general area here. The place is called Tacarigua. It's not listed on the map, but that's where the vicinity of where the hotel would be. You have Caroni Swamp over here. That's another place of interest. There's also a place down here, which is a giant pitch lake. Another place that we may end up going. It looks like a giant parking lot. It's actually oozing out of the ground, and it's pitch. It's naturally occurring asphalt. But basically, St. Mary's and the schools here, many of the hospitals, etc., will be down in Port of Spain. And most of this traveling is probably depending on traffic. Now remember, you're going to a place that's not like the United States. So there's not the same kind of road structures. They have this giant asphalt lake, and they've got terrible roads because they export it all. So depending on the kinds of traffic you hit, one day it can take half an hour, another day it can take an hour and a half to get to the same place. This is the place where we'll be staying. It's called the Center of Excellence. This is the place where Jack Warner, who is the, Zainab, fill this in for me.
Vice President of FIFA Football, International Football, Federal Football, Football Association.
He's the soccer guy.
He's the Vice President,
so he's a very important man in Trinidad. So this is where a lot of sports teams come to practice, etc. This is the entrance to the hotel. This is the swimming pool. It's like Olympic sized. This is the reception area of the hotel. That's my colleague Zainab on the left, and that's my back on the right. This is where we would be eating, the entrance to the cafeteria. It's really very nice and very clean. And so all of the food would be included in your included in your cost, except for the bacon sharks. All of the, the things that you do on the side would be on your own time.
Question. Jack Warner is the Minister of Transportation that works right now in the country that has made so much decisions for an important person. He's one of the ministers in the government.
Okay.
And I understand is actually run by his son as a business, of course, as a family business. Little tidbit.
Little tidbit. Some more pictures of the dining room. Now here's the guest rooms. This would be a single. A single is $77 a night. And again, that is going to be included in your cost of your trip. But if you choose to do a double, then you're going to be able to get into one of those situations. And the doubles are $88 a night, but it's split by two. They're current. You saw the picture before. The picture before was before refurbishment. This is after refurbishment. They're really very nice. They're air conditioned, and they are very, very clean and new. And again, this is before refurbishment, but you can see that they're very similar. And this would be the reception area. Everything in Trinidad is open. There are no screens on things, so if you need to, except when you're in your hotel room, because of the air conditioning, it would all be closed up. But basically, everything is open, and so that's why the DEET and the protective clothing, etc. Because if you are like me and mosquitoes like you, you will get bitten. They will find you and bite you. But again, I have had no problems with just using the right equipment and being fine. This is a place called Caroni Swamp, or Caroni Bird Sanctuary, and the national bird of Trinidad is the scarlet ibis. They're these beautiful red birds, and every night at dusk, they all come, that's one, they all come and roost, they all come home. These are some herons and egrets, and when they come home to roost, that's taking a boat through the swamp to get to the place where they roost. And if you could see it clearly, this projector's not great, but you'll see there are all these red dots. You see them coming from everywhere. Thousands of them come and roost on these trees right around us. This is Acerite Nature Center. You're up again in the rainforest looking down over the mountains and down all the way down to the bottom. If you remember on the map was Arima. That would be all the way down through the middle of those trees. And this is, again, the place where I've made connections with my students and teachers. Oil birds are a particularly famous bird in Trinidad. They only roost in this particular area. And there's one we had to climb through a cave to get to. There's a cocoa pot. All right, why is it working? And there's some tent bats. They just fold these leaves over their heads. And that was with a light. You don't know they're there until you know that these things are folded over. So they hang out inside of these tents. And these are some of the birds that you see. I mean, look at the colors. There are purple honey creepers. And that's the veranda of Acerite Nature Center. Acerite Nature Center was a plantation owned by a very wealthy family, and when she died, she bequeathed it to the country of Trinidad. And so you've got this beautiful, beautiful home. Why won't this work?
No, I hit the end. Is this the end?
Is it working? Okay, that was termites. Bearded bellbird, they make the funniest noise. That's a bearded bellbird, you can't see them. Hummingbirds everywhere, everywhere. That's a powder puff tree. And that's what you might think is a giant rat, but it is a, no.
I can't remember the name of it.
A goofy.
Thank you.
I cannot
A goofy.
remember it.
And there's a butterfly with an eye spot. There's just a ton. And that's called a tegu lizard or a tiger lizard. They're very common at Acerite. That's a corn bird. They have the most beautiful blue eyes. And, come on. Corn bird again. They make funny noises too. They all make funny noises. You're going to be anytime you're out, you're going to hear these noises and go. They're called hot lips.